Hey y'all, it's Scott, the Basic American Dad Abroad, and I'm going to teach you how to not stand out like a basic American when you visit London. But this fun video is just a quick overview, and it's part of our playlist or series titled London 101, which is a collection of bite-sized videos loaded with info to help you have an amazing time there. So be sure to roll through the rest as well for additional London tips. There are many additional subjects covered in the other videos that I won't be repeating in this one to not waste your time. So let's get right into it, because I bet you can't wait to get kicked out of London. But seriously, and I hope you can see why by the end of this video, you really do not want to stick out like a typical American there. And if you're a wife or kid, save yourself a lot of embarrassment and be sure to share this video with your husband or dad, because if the locals like you, you'll have much better experiences. Plus, even more seriously, you don't want to be targeted for crime. And criminals everywhere do target Americans for several reasons. Number one, manners. The English are world-renowned for their politeness, healthy doses of please and thank yous, and their propensity to apologize is legendary. They're really wonderful and courteous people. But you also need to know that their culture expects punctuality. Plus, being generally rule-abiding and fair, queuing or lines are a big deal there. So try to be aware of lines, which they refer to as queues. And even if it's not obvious, make sure you're not cutting, or they'll let you know. Number two, turn down your volume. I'm not talking about on your computer right now, I'm talking about on your mouth. We observe that it's not as quiet of an atmosphere as on the continent, but still, loud behavior will stick out as obnoxious. Except with the possible exception at a pub, you won't be forced to listen to everyone else's conversations, especially in restaurants or on public transportation, which is really nice. Number three, blocking other people. Tourists, no matter who or where, are going to feel a little overwhelmed and a bit confused. But that's not a valid excuse to stand in everyone else's way. London is a working city. It's not Disney World, and many folks are in a hurry. So if you need a moment to get your bearings, as we all do at times, or stop to take a photo at some of the incredible sights that they have there, just be sure to stand off to the side. This is really the biggest potential issue on public transportation. If you're on an escalator, it's stand to the right and pass on the left. Because if you stand on the left, you may just get run over. Or more likely, you'll be abruptly told to move so they can get by. We'll be doing a whole nother video on the subject of transportation. But to this brief point, just a reminder to let other folks off of the tube before you try to go on. And inside, unless you're preparing to exit, stay to the side of the door so other people can get out. Which brings me to number four, observe and go with the flow, or at least don't go against it. Be on the lookout for things that are a little different and how they flow. A good example is traffic, and we all know that they drive on the other side of the road. So be sure to look right, but also look left, because it may be a one-way street. So you're really best off just spinning your head around and looking like an owl, because nothing will disrupt the flow, theirs and yours, like a crash. Number five, London is not a cheap city. Just so you know that going in, and try to be a cheapskate. Really, if you want a cheap vacation, there are plenty other options, but we think London is worth it. So in addition to that bill, which will have tax included, tipping at restaurants is typically 10 to 15%, and be sure to check to see if it's already added. That's at restaurants and bars if you get actual service, but not at a pub if you get no table service, only a drink poured and handed to you. Number six, I've got a really useful referral for you, and it is full of additional don'ts of visiting London. In the description below is a video link where Mark Wolters of Wolters World elaborates on this subject and much, much more very well. Mark and his family have been traveling all over the world for many decades, and his videos have helped us out a lot. And they've produced literally thousands of super awesome videos along the way. The video link below is just one of the many that he's done in London. And if you're going anywhere else in the world, he's probably covered that too. So you'll want to check out his channel, and I congratulate him on hitting 1 million subscribers. And finally, number seven, many Americans go abroad with the attitude of, we bailed you out of some wars, or we beat you in the revolution. Let's be honest. We, you and I, We're not even born yet when those things occurred. But we are guests in their home. Attitude is probably the number one reason why some people abroad don't like Americans. So simply behave like you would want a guest to behave in your home. And let's break that attitude stereotype so they'll be pleasantly surprised and happy that we're at their home. All right, that's the basics for now, but for much more, be sure to check out our London 101 series by clicking the playlist that'll pop up in just a few seconds. And my other videos have a lot of pretty scenery around London, so you're not having to just look at me as much as this one. I really hope that this helps you and your family have a wonderful time there as we have, and that you go back home with no regrets or missed opportunities, but rather with the most incredible experiences and memories because you researched and planned it very well. And thank you for letting me help you with that. I would love to hear what you have planned for your upcoming trip, or perhaps what you've learned from previous trips, or if you have any additional important tips that I didn't cover, or anything to add to my brief overviews here. Please help us and others by telling us all in a comment below. And if you got something out of this, please hit the like button. It lets me know that you did, and it helps others find this as well. This video is purposely not exhaustive, and many additional subjects are covered in the other videos in this playlist. So be sure to check out those other videos that go into more detail to help you prep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in London real soon.